Hello. How is everybody doing out there? I hope everybody is doing well. We are back again on the story that is uh, definitely a frenzy on the internet. The internet has been going wild following this story that I will say again. A lot of people find it very intriguing, very interesting. You know, it has become the hot topic on a daily basis. Everybody is talking about Brian. Everybody is talking about Gabby. If it's not Brian, it's Gabby. And if it's not Gabby, it's Brian Petito. Oh, did I say Brian Petito? Yeah. Now, if you look on your screen, we have a picture on there. There is two dogs and a third dog. You know, people normally say men are dogs. So I guess we have three dogs on the screen. We have Dog, the bounty hunter. In the middle, we have Brian. I will not call him a dog, but you know, yeah. On the left, we have the FBI sniffing dog. And this evening, we are talking about possible locations of Brian Laundrie. The world wants him. Everybody wants this young man for many different reasons. Some want him for questioning, some want him to kill him, some want him to punish him, some want him I want him to tell the truth. That's what I want him for. But before we go into what we really need Brian for, we're first going to what's the latest? A Perfect 10 is asking, what's the latest? We will be with you in just a while. Let me just greet those in the chat, and then we will certainly give you the latest, what we have over here. We don't have much more than you do, I'm sure. I can imagine you're looking to hear the latest, whether it is a case where he's captured or whatever the case might be. No, he's not captured, so that's the latest. He's still on the run. I am sorry to say that Brian is not yet captured. He's still on the run, but we're talking a little bit about his latest locations, etc., etc. According to Dog, you know, and yeah. So let me go back to the greetings, as I mentioned before, that I wanted to greet those that gathered here in the chat this evening. We want to say special greetings to them. So before we go any further, let us go to that. All right. So might I say greetings to, let's start with the first person that I see. We have the RV DJ from New Jersey. Thank you for coming. We also have SF Rose from New Jersey. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. We also have Perfect 10. Welcome to the show. It's my first time seeing you here. We are happy to have you here. Welcome from wherever in the world you're from. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We also have Yolanda, the Miss Yo-Yo Show. Thank you for joining us tonight. We are happy to see you. And then we have Team Ranger. If anyone, I think he wants to say here. I think that's what he wants to say. I think Team Ranger wants to say, if anyone here know Linda, just a Crochet sister, please keep her in prayers and thoughts. She's a great supporter and had a heart attack and very weak. Yes, we will keep her in our prayers. Thank you, Team Ranger, for passing the message on. I saw the video on your channel today. Yes, I actually, Team Ranger, even though I don't say much when I come to your page, I do check in from time to time to see what's going on down there. So I do check out. We have Derek C. Williams in the building. Wyoming Street Stand Up, Miss Yolanda. Thank you so much for being here. Great to see you. Derek C. Williams, yes. Yolanda, did I miss anybody? I hope I didn't miss anybody. Well, only 6 people are here in the building tonight. So I guess we can start the show before we have a house full.
We want to take you now to Bohemia, New York, where the family of Gabby Petito and...
All right, hold on right there. We are not ready for you yet, young lady. Just hold it right there. What was I saying? Now, we're talking about Brian. So first, we all know that the story started with a wonderful trip, blogging and vlogging of the young couple that seemed to be having the time of their lives. It had been just a few months ago since they got engaged. They were spending a lot of time together. They were having really a wonderful time. That's how it looked on the outside. But things take a drastic turn for the worst, and the two were having complications. Of course, we know that. Oh my goodness, hold on, guys. I beg the pardon. I have overlooked one of my favorite people on YouTube. Let me take my headset off. I think my headset is affecting my vision. All right, so my headset is off so I can see my friend. His name is Vermont Paint and Photos. He's from Vermont. Yes, and he's a very good artist. So if there's anyone in the chat that wants an art piece, a painting, a portrait, if you want a portrait, do not go to him, come to me. That might be disastrous. So check me for that. Did I miss anybody? I hope I didn't miss anybody. I think I've covered grounds with everybody that was present. So thank you all for being here. I think my screen is lying. My screen is telling me that 6 people is watching. But I for some reason, I feel like 13 people is watching. So YouTube is lying or StreamYard is lying. Somebody is lying, but it's not me. Anyway, let's get back to the story. Just a quick synopsis of what you all know already. I probably shouldn't go over the story because you all know it. What was supposed to be a great weekend for the two RV people who transformed a regular van into a travel van that they could do their adventurous life in. They took a lot of pictures. They made a lot of video. They document the entire trip except the beatings and the abuse part was not documented. That's what they should have done. But they're not like me. So I want to think that Gabby is responsible for most of the documentation. I just want to believe that. Both of them together, yes, they've done it together. But if you ask me, I would like to believe that Gabby spent more time preparing the vlogs, preparing the videos, putting them together to make it what you saw on the internet. And I could tell you one reason why. One main reason. Females overall love to document the sweet side of their life to show off to their friends or to the world. It's not like me. I document every part of my life. The bad part, the good part. Yeah. But it's not a bad thing though. For the internet, it is not a bad thing. Because of course, if you want to be professional and you want to put something out there that is attractive, of course you want to put the best of what you can ever put out there. And so we've seen the glorious side, the beautiful sunsets, the riversides, the creek, all the wonderful things. That's what we saw. We knew nothing about the beatings, the abuse, the cursing, the sleeping apart, the whatever was going on. We had no idea about that. However, at some point, somebody called the police to report a man or a guy beating a woman. However, when the police got to the spot, it was the other way around, it seemed, based on evidence, based on what they saw. It was the woman beating the man instead. Not that they saw any her beating him, but because he had scratches, and when they asked her, she actually confirmed that she was the aggressor. And because she was the aggressor, of course, the police got sympathetic because Brian didn't want to press charge. So it was a whole sympathy game going on and blah, blah, blah. And she was crying. And the thing became about mental health as opposed to what it really was. Now, Brian said there had been issues. There had been little things that was going on for the entire trip. So the whole time they had little problems. And I've seen this in several homes where people complain about things. You know, people complain about the porridge that was too thin, the rice that tasted like porridge, the soup that tasted like syrup, drinks, the soda that didn't have enough bubble. People complain about a lot of things, and sometimes little things fester up and become into great giant walls in relationships, and it tear it apart eventually, or build a block between the two parties, etc., etc., etc. Enough of my gabbering and jabbering and blabbering and all of that. Anyway, we have arrived at all of that. Now, after all of that was said and done, police separated them for a weekend, for a day. And, you know, one spent the day in a hotel, the other spent it in the van. Then, after that, Tony Damien, I see you. Thank you for coming. After that, Brian returned home without his fiancée. Now, this, like so many things about this story, is suspicious and, you know, creates a lot of questions. How can you get engaged to somebody that you love? A trip was going well, and then something went wrong for just one night. Something went wrong for just one night, and this gives you enough reason to return to your home with the van without... Everyone got a blue wrench in here. Perfect. Perfect is saying everyone got a blue wrench. Well, Perfect 10. You see, all the people in here, I've known them for over a year. All of them except for RV DJ, which I've known for maybe 2 months now. Everybody else I've known for over a year. Now, if you remain with us and we start to figure out who you are, then you will be blue as well. But then again, come to think of it, you came here with your own blue. Because when I look at your name, I see a big blue circle beside your name. Now, we're not exactly sure who perfect is, but we love people who are perfect. Well, we love people who are imperfect. But because I am the only perfect person that I know, I am so happy to see that there is another perfect in the chat. Perfect 10, I'm not sure what it means, but of course, if you stick around with us, and if you're subscribed to the TR News and Reviews, you will be blue before you know it. Just so you know, that's right. The RV... I am already solidified. Yes, that's right. Perfect 10. Where are you from? Let's start with a quick introduction. Where are you from? I think it's my first time seeing you, but you could probably be somebody that I know with a different name that I don't recognize. So, you know, let me know as we continue. Anyway, the trip went on. Things got bad, and Brian returned home with the van and no Gabby. And he did not say anything according to what we've heard on the all the news media, the newsrooms, whoever was talking about the story. Nobody said that Brian mentioned anything about Gabby. So he just turned up and no Gabby, just the van, nothing said. Everybody was silent. Anyway, right after that, Brian went on a hiking trip with his mother and his father. Uh-oh. He went on a trip with his mother and his father, hiking. So just days after your fiance is missing, you gone hiking, the van is there, where is Gabby? Now, everything at that moment suggests a lot of things, but then goes the parents supporting their son, which I personally can't kill them. When you have, as a matter of fact, only the parent and, of course, Gabby and Gabby's parent and close friends, etc., only them knows exactly who Brian was. So Brian may have been a terrible guy on the inside. Outside here, we don't know. We only see nice smiles and he behaves like he's treating Gabby well. That's what we see on the outside. On the inside could be something far worse. We have no idea what was going on the inside, but I'm sure the parents would have known. Anyway, the parents loved him enough or hate him enough to not say anything either to neither the police, the media houses, or anybody, but they disappeared off the face of the planet. And when the police arrived days later, because of the fact that the case was solved by another vlogger, another blogger, another YouTuber who had passed the van parked somewhere, had called into the police to say, hey, blah, 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 we see the van here and we think this is Petito's van, blah, 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 and the whole works and the whole story. But look at that. Look at all what happened. So now Petito is missing and the parents is protecting their son. So it's one of two things. They either love the son so much that they are protecting him, or they hate him so much that they are protecting him. What do you think? Do you think it's out of love that they are protecting their son? It's the first thing that anyone could think of. Or would you say maybe they hate him because only if you hate your son, you would try to protect your son from such a hideous crime? If that's the case, we don't know. We still don't know what the case is, but it is very suspicious. Yeah, man. Hold on. Did somebody say something here? TR, perfect? Okay, like Carlo is perfect. I can see that. We can see that. Vermont Paint, go away. Leave me alone, go right away. Sonja is flying on her broom. Give her a... I swear these guys are comedians. If Perfect is here, you can see why these guys are blue. They are comedians. You know, these guys will let me laugh and forget what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to cover a story that is a very interesting one, a very fascinating one. It's a sad story, I must say. I can't avoid saying that it is a very sad story. But in the same breath, there is a level of interest in it because of how everything unfolds. The world is looking on the story. Everybody is looking on the story. I think people in Australia is following the story. People in Russia is following the story. People in Japan and all over the world is following the story. Well, it can't be out of hate. If you hate him, you wouldn't even help him to begin with. I agree with you on Perfect 10. I want to know who you are because I feel like we have a connection. We have a tiny connection at the moment. So I believe that we have similar understanding and similar belief in what is going on in the case. Now, all the other channels are popping with thousands of people watching the story, and over here we have a small community at the moment. One of these days you're going to come here and you're going to have to ask permission or ask what's the fee to get in, because there will be a lot of people at the door, and the house will be filled and you will have to. So, you know, by then you should have your keys so you can open the door and walk all the way in by yourself. Anyway, it's out of love. Technically, it's out of love that the parents of Brian would be protecting him. But do you know that sometimes in the midst of loving somebody and being overprotective or even just protective, you can also destroy them. Did you know that you can also destroy somebody by thinking that you're doing the right thing via love? You can also destroy them. There was a discussion here last night in last night's stream where a lot of people said that if it was their son, they would have taken him in. That's what they would do. But it is easy to say. It is hard to do when your son is out there and your son is found guilty of a crime and you know that the crime likely will be punishable by death. Then that's when you want to hide your child because you're, oh Lord, I can't lose my Brian. No. You understand what I'm saying? Jerry Slot, it is great to see you in the building. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. We are really happy to see you. We are really happy to. This woman has a shirt that clashes with the screen, and really, a book the same color is off-putting. Oh yes, come to think of it, that is very right. That is very right. On the screen here, we have what color would you call this? Light blue. And down here you have a book with a similar color, and then you have her blouse, and then you have this book in here with this color that is similar, and then the purple and this blue right here is kind of off base, so I can get what you're saying. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yes, very true. Look at Finding Nemo. Marlene almost destroyed. Yes, that's right. Absolutely right. Royal blue the color is. Thank you so much. Somebody just subscribed. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Madonna Friedman just subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Bartissimo, for arranging the notification for poor TR. In the meantime, where were we again on the story? Guys, just a little warning for those that are new here. I am sometimes very comical, and I do have some of the people in the chat that are comical as well. So even though this is a serious story and this is a sad story, some of my commentary might come off as like I'm a joker. But I'm serious. Just a confession here. I've had this problem ever since I was a child. A lot of people didn't know when I was serious from when I was making a joke, because I had the same face when I was serious as when I was making a joke. Only SF Rose know the difference between both faces right now, because when me cross and angry is a different Tory. Me eye them get big and red and all of them something there. Anyway, let's go back to the news. So all of that happened, and the parents of Gabby's protecting him. And I personally believe that first couple of days when they were searching the reserve, I am convinced. Citizen Z, stop joking, please. Just kidding. Yeah. I tend to put a little laughter in my thing sometimes. And sometimes I don't even know that I'm doing it. Sometimes a little humor just pops out and, things happen. But thank you for passing through, Citizen Z. Great to see you. Thank you so much for coming. All right, so we have a very small family over here, and it's not like the other chats where there are thousands of people chatting away and trolls and all of that kind of thing. You can get to know the people here. We're all friendly people. We all know each other, and we just talk our minds, what we feel, and what our thought process is about the situation. So there are two things that you will find on this channel. You will find one, facts, all facts. And when it is not facts, it's going to be simply the thought process of the subscribers. So the people that comes into this chat room share their thoughts, and we evaluate them, or we analyze them, and we take what is worthy of the taking, and we debunk what is worthy of debunkation. Yes, I also make words on my streams. So be careful. You might see a few words that you've never heard before popping up, but I'm sure you will understand the meaning. My new words have a definition that you already know, so don't worry about it. You will know exactly what I'm trying to say. So I personally believe that in the inception or the very first couple of days of Brian's yeah. Yes, Vermont Paint, debunkation. In the very first days, let me move this off of here because we're past that. We are, you know what? This video here, Gabby Petito's family urges Brian Laundrie to turn himself in. So this at the moment is Brian Laundrie families from the CBS News team saying that the family is asking Laundrie to turn himself in. But is it that easy? Can you just tell Brian to turn himself in and he does that? I am certain he's going to turn himself in shortly, guys. Check the media tomorrow. Brian will certainly be apprehended by the FBI. Let's hear what they have to say.
Their attorney are holding a press conference following Gabby's disappearance and death. Let's watch.
Infectious smile and love of life made people gravitate to her. Gabby Petito loved life, loved people, and loved experiences. She was the bright light in everyone's life that knew her. Gabby's family does not want that light to dim, and they want to make some good from this awful tragedy. That's why they're starting the Gabby Petito Foundation. I'm joined today with Joe and Tara Petito, with Jim and Nicole Schmidt, and close friend Gary Ryder. They're going to make some statements, and after that, we're going to take some questions. Nick.
All you do in your doll, whatever doll it is literally
No,
just drag and drop.
You can't just do that. Do you see what the guy just did? They just decide to oh, hold on, I know what to do. I got to use my page that doesn't use the administrator. In the meantime, I just want to say greetings quickly to one of my friends who have arrived in the chat not too long ago. Her name is Madonna Friedman. Great to see you. Cooking in a Mo is here as well. Thank you for passing through Cooking in a Mo. We are happy to see you. And we're also happy to see Madonna Friedman. Great to see you here. Let's make some beats. FL Studio on deck. Perfect 10. Tier, I know you make beats, bro. Is Perfect 10 hold on, is Perfect 10 my friend from Indonesia? Perfect, are you my guitar player friend from Indonesia? Because now it would make sense. No, it would make sense. I can't think of anybody else with the name Perfect, so it will have to be you. Anyway, let's listen to, closely to what they're saying here. This meeting was this morning, September 28, 2021. Of course, this was earlier today. Let's take a quick listen to this.
Everyone's life that knew her. Gabby's family does not want that light to dim, and they want to make some good from this awful tragedy. That's why they're starting the Gabby Petito Foundation. I'm joined today with Joe and Tara Petito, with Jim and Nicole Schmidt, and close friend Gary Ryder. They're going to make some statements, and after that, we're going to take some questions. Nick. No?
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that we encountered out west in Wyoming, all of the law enforcement agencies out there and across the country for doing an amazing job with locating Gabby. Especially want to thank the Teton County Search and Rescue Team, who is a all-volunteer agency that come together. They are highly trained, and they were a part of that mission to find Gabby, and they did an unbelievable job. We are so grateful for everybody out there. They were they were second to none. They were unbelievable, and we are forever grateful for that. And everybody back home who helped us as well. It was amazing that we were able to get her, and we're just happy to have her.
Now, there is something that I don't understand, and I want somebody to help me. I think I can barely figure out the situation. Now, so your daughter went missing, but your daughter turned up dead, and you're happy that she comes home. That is something that I don't ever get. I understand the relief in finding out or getting a confirmation that your daughter is actually dead, so you don't have to be thinking and worried where the possibilities of her whereabouts would be. But in the same time, I am wondering, why would you say you're happy that she comes home? Your daughter went out alive, happy, smiling, light, providing light to the world with the bright smiles, but then she turns up dead, and you're happy that she comes home. I can't get the happiness in that. I cannot be happy that she comes home and she's not alive. I don't know how I would talk about it. I probably would say it like this. Guys, it is sad to say that I am never going to feel relieved from the pain and the anguish of what this whole thing had caused us this weekend. We're relieved that, we know where she is and what, etc. They probably have to say that for the camera. You're right. Perfect 10. You could never be more right. You're absolutely perfect. You've given yourself the perfect name. A lot of the things that are going on, I'm happy you say that, perfect 10, because a lot of things that are going on, I'm going to tell you something that most of the people, or perhaps they are just uneducated. Oh my God, you're something else. You're very active in the chat. I like that. I will go with the first one. There is something that a lot of people don't know. The information that is put out by the FBI is selective. They don't put out all the information on the case. Some of the information is withheld for many reasons. Some of what the media does, a lot of things that is said via the media, via the family, via the lawyer, via all these people, because this press conference happened today with the lawyer, of course, and the Petito's family, blah blah blah, and of course, a lot of the things that is said today is rehearsed. Believe it or not. Yes, the lawyer probably brief them or debrief them before the gathering here and say, all right, this is what you can say. This is what you're allowed to say. You can say this, you can say that, and you can say that, and you can also say this. So most of the things that are being said, I agree with you, perfect 10. They had to say that for the sake of the camera. There's a lot of things that is being done. This whole thing, this is in some cases this is almost similar to COVID. I'm sorry to say, I am really sorry to say it's not a bad thing on the news media side. Like for instance, I personally believe, I'm not going to say much about it right now because we're not talking about it, but COVID for me is a business. Yes, it is a monetized business. Right. And I will leave that right there. So when you see things that appear a certain type of way, you will understand that a lot of things that is being done, or a lot of things that they are doing, it is for the sake of representing a company or a couple companies, and the business aspect of the disastrous disease that is killing many people. You see what I'm saying? So I will leave that right there. I will put it on the shelf, and I will touch it when I'm doing coverage on COVID. So yeah, yeah, that's that and that's that. Um, Sis, you got a new bed. Where am I? Am I missing something? Is something showing in my background that I'm not noticing?
No, I was telling Madonna if she knew.
Okay, okay. Okay. Oh my god, I got distracted and forgot what somebody please remind me what exactly I was saying? Oh yes, I was saying it's a business. Now, a lot of people that are covering this story, a lot of people that are covering this story, they are covering the story for the sake of its popularity. Like I was on a stream recently, and the guy on the stream said his purpose of the stream was to help bring Gabby home. He said his purpose of covering the the story was to bring Gabby home. That's his purpose for covering the story. But then Gabby came home and the story continued. He must have forgotten what he said. So there was nothing in what he was doing that was geared to doing anything for Gabby. All of what he was doing was for himself. Listen me carefully, guys. I am not going to blame him because that's what he does. That's what his page is about. They do that kind of thing, but there is no need to lie. I normally say it's okay to shut up. It's okay to not say anything sometimes. Why say something when you can't back it up? Why say something that you can't live up to? And that's the difference between myself and a lot of these people. When I say something, I live up to it. Yeah. My word is my bond. And if I say something, I want to be held accountable for everything that I'm saying. And so on this platform, when you hear me hit the live button and I go live, everything that I say out of my beak, I want to be held responsible. So if the FBI should knock on my door tomorrow morning and said, why have you been spreading rumors, or why have you been saying things that is far from what it is, I am ready to take responsibility for my actions. That's me. So a lot of people that is covering the story based on its popularity, because some people actually gain a lot from this story, including Brian and Gabby. Now, if you noticed, Gabby posted one video on her page, and I remember the first day when I looked at the video had like a million plus views on it. Now, the video is over 5 million views. Her Instagram page had like 400 plus thousand followers. Her Instagram page at this moment has 1.2 million followers. Now, the question is, why would you follow a dead person who is not going to post anything else forever? The page is going to be there. So if you wanted to find something, you just type Gabby Petito, and there you go. Everything is there for the taking. But you're going to follow her. Anyway, I have no need to review that. That is okay. Everybody have a right to do what they want to do. But a lot of people, they're so deceiving. You know, they're just a bunch of liars. People are doing so many things with an agenda, with a main objective, but what they put forward to you is something different from what they really have in mind. Now, for me, I am not afraid to say it would be nice if those who come to the TR News and Reviews would subscribe to my page. This stream is not monetized, so there is no collecting of any form of cash. But if you want to bless the TR movement with some cash up, you can go search for my cash up somewhere. It might be lingering on one of my pages, and you can donate something for TR. But I have never mentioned anything about donating to the TR show since I started. I mean, to the TR News and Reviews since I started this coverage. You see? Anyway, let's get back to the story at hand. All right, I was going to take a quick look at Gabby Petito's family urging the Brian to give up himself and all of that, but I'm going to move away from that really quickly, and then I'm going to go with the topic of my story tonight. So, lawyer confirms Brian Laundrie was at Florida campground with parents. That was this was from the New York Post that was uploaded just today. Brian Laundrie went on a camping trip in Florida with his parents following Gabby Petito's disappearance. His lawyer confirmed Tuesday while insisting that all three Laundries return home. All right, well then. The statement from attorney Steven Bertolino refutes recent claims by reality TV star Duane Dog, the bounty hunter, Chapman, that Brian went on the run after his parents left Fort De Soto Park in Pinellas County without him. The family camped from 0906 to 0907. That's September 6 through September 7, and they left the park, the guy said. Chapman, who joined manhunt for Laundrie over a weekend, said he confirmed that Laundries were at the park camping on 2 occasions after Brian returned home from a cross-country trip with Petito. Chapman said the three were at the park on September 1 to 3 and September 6 through 8, and claimed Chris and Roberta Laundrie left the campground by themselves, apparently leaving their son behind. For some reason, it is kind of believable. For me, this statement is kind of believable. There's a strong chance that somebody had seen something like this. Whoever is tipping the dog might have been giving tip that is good for a probable cause. Yes. On Monday, Bertolino responded to mounting speculation that the parents helped their son flee in wake of Petito's disappearance and death. That to me is also believable. That is across the line that I personally am thinking. Yes, that is exactly what my thought process might be. Chris and Roberta Laundrie do not know where Brian Bertolino said in the statement. Hold on, let me read that again. Chris and Roberta Laundrie do not know where Brian is. Bertolino said in a statement, they are concerned about Brian and hope the FBI can locate him. This part is a lie. This part right here for me might be the lie in the statement. They do not know where Brian is. Well, they might not know where he is at the moment because they left him somewhere, and they didn't leave him somewhere where he would stay for the duration of the time that they left him there. But of course, I am convinced that they have an idea of where the youngster was last seen. Of course, I believe that strongly. Authorities have been searching for Brian miles away at the 25,000-acre Carlton Reserve near the family home in Northport for nearly 2 weeks. Petito, 22, a Long Island native, disappeared late last month during the trip, and her remains were found in a Wyoming camping ground on September 11th. So 9/11, while everybody in America was talking about the Twin Tower and the plane that crashed, there was somebody crashing in Gabby's Twin Tower. Yeah, things were going on there. Yes, Yes, perfect. Roberta is full of crap from his head to his toes. I am convinced if you press Robert hard enough, there will be crap pouring from his ears and his nostrils. Nostril. Yes, he's such a liar. But he's only protecting his son. I can understand. I certainly understand the gist of what is going on here. A Wyoming coroner declared her death a homicide 3 days later, but authorities have not revealed the cause of death nor the full results of the autopsy. Now, you see the funny part about this, they confirm that it was a homicide, but the result of the death haven't been released. What do you think happened in a case like this? Because you cannot label a death homicide if you don't have a probable cause of death. There has to be some level suggesting that the person was strangled or the person was. Listen. If you follow this story keenly, you will realize that the FBI and the people responsible for this is leaving parts of the story out. And if you don't connect the dots, you will be lost while you're following them. So you're following the media, you're following the FBI, you're following the police, but you will be lost in the midst of following them. Now, a lot of the things that the media put out and the police put out, it is just for the sake of keeping the people calm, because people are looking for results. Everybody is wanting answers. And so to avoid more questions than what is already there, they have to put something in order for this to happen. So to keep the people just a little bit quieter than they have been, they put out a story that is kind of half truth, but the fullness and the details is yet to be forthcoming. Perfect. Thank you so much for subscribing. I am happy that I could have said something tonight that would have touched your heart. Thank you for answering the call, my friend. May God bless you. Yes. So what I was saying, the homicide. Now, if according to the homicide, yes. Yes, perfect. I am convinced. The FBI knew, because I was telling somebody on my stream last night that somebody was asking, why is the FBI just taking over the search and taking over the case this whole time? This is one of the hottest stories on the internet, and the FBI sat there looking, and they just decided yesterday, after 6 days of intensive search with the reserve and blah blah blah, and they just decided to take up the case and to lead the case. Okay. And of course, as Perfect said, they already knew the information that Dog decided to let out. But as I'm saying, the FBI and the police, they have been holding bits and pieces of the information. They're not putting the whole thing out there. So I'm saying, if you don't follow them keenly and try to connect the dots, you are going to be lost while following them. Because a lot of things that they say is just to avoid the pressure of the question that the onlookers or the audience or the people that are looking and waiting for answers and results is going to... The internet is not going to be good again, because everybody have their theories, everybody have their stories, everybody have their own individual thoughts of what they think this could be and what the possibilities are. And then there is the truth living with Brian. Because as far as I'm concerned, Brian is the only person that knows the truth. Now look at two things. Two things I want you to look at. It is a homicide. And if Brian is a person of interest in the homicide, why is he wanted for card fraudulent? He's wanted for using the debit card of Petito's couple days after she died. And that's what he's wanted for. So an arrest warrant is out for him because of the cards. Now, if it's a homicide and he's a suspect, the FBI, as well as a large part of the police team, they are searching for evidence more than they are searching for Brian. Of course they want to find Brian. Of course it would be nice to find Brian, who would have all the truth and hopefully have all the evidence that they're searching for. But I think they are searching for evidence enough to tie him to the case or to tie him to the homicide. Yes, they would be happy to tie Brian to the homicide. But even though the big fat homicide word there highlighted in red is there, he's wanted for cards. Okay, that's understandable. Right. So let me read that again. A Wyoming coroner declared her death a homicide 3 days later, but authorities have not revealed the cause of death nor the full results of the autopsy. See? The full results of the autopsy. So it means they've given a part of the result. So they withhold a part of the result of the autopsy. For whom? Why are they withholding the information? Why? Yes, there is a reason why. But I'm going to hold it too. I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to wait for tomorrow's stream. So guys, make sure you invite everybody. I will be revealing tomorrow the other side of the autopsy that they're holding. All right? Yes. All right, her body is still at the Tenton County Coroner's Office. Meanwhile, Chapman plans to open a home base in Central Florida for the manhunt. But what do you see here? You see them something here now? I wonder if you see them something here. Chapman plans to open a home base. So he's planning to launch a campground, a base for his men, his team, and whoever will be sniffing for the footprints of Sir Laundrie. I tell you, this story on a day-to-day basis, it just goes from one level to the next, from one thing to the next. And while the world is waiting for an answer, and everybody wish they knew exactly what goes on or what went on and what is going on, Brian is eating French fries and drinking. What would he be drinking? He's drinking wine and having a jolly time, watching the news and laughing, and probably saying, look at them trying to find me. Hey guys, come get me. I'm sitting right here. I'm playing games. I'm watching TV. I'm watching the news. And you're searching for me. Look at those fools in the reserve. Look at the fools at the reserve in the swamp, diving, searching for me. I don't think they're searching for me. They're searching for my wallet. They're searching for a pair of shoes that I was wearing at the campsite. They're looking for everything else except me. Oh, Lord have mercy. What needs to be done so the Laundrie parents can start to get Yes! Yes! That's what I want to see. Now, can you imagine? There's a possible chance that the answer you're looking for is standing right there in front of you. All you need to do is take the flipping parents in custody. Take them and carry them go over the station, beat them on them finger a little bit, you know what I mean? Bruise up them knee a little bit, and you know what I mean? Rough them up a little bit and say, yo, Where the boy there? Where the young man there? You know what I mean? When you put him, what really happened? Tell us or else. Oh my goodness. Dog no. Hold on. Let me see this one. Dog no crap. He is using this. Yes, Tony is right. What did Tony say? Let me go back up. I feel like he's using this to get back in the mainstream. Well, somebody said that today. Dog is using it to get back into mainstream because, of course, Dog has been missing off the scene for a long while. Now, somebody please tell me why. Somebody please tell me that Dog has a better instinct or a sense of I want to find a correct term to say what I'm saying. All the full team of police, like several different counties of police put together alongside the FBI, alongside several YouTubers, alongside neighboring families, put all these people together, and Dog has a clue and nobody else knows where to find him. Come on. Somebody is lying somewhere. 6 intensive day of search with dogs, drones, trucks, buses, bicycles, bikes, all kinds of things searching for Brian. And with all of that team and those that are watching from the media houses, nobody can come up with an idea of where he might be. And it took Dog 1 day, as a matter of fact, less than 12 hours, to get close, to get so warm that he knows that he's close to where Brian may have been this whole time, or maybe where he had been September 1st to the 3rd and September 6th to 7th. You know that's where he was. And now is September 28th, and you think that's where he might have been? Come on now, guys. Wake up. Wake up and don't let me have to come over there with the switch. He has people who trust him and will speak to him before the police. Absolutely. I share that sentiment. Dog is an idiot. His kid found most of the people he found. Vermont Paint. Yes, if you follow the story of Dog, you would have understood that Vermont is basically on track here with this statement. His daughter has been doing a massive, or the bigger part of the work. His daughter, and I can understand why. While he might have the know-how to search a reserve, a park, while he might know where to look, his daughter has the resources. And believe me, there is nothing that is better than the resources. So while you're saying, okay, there's a strong, this is Dog. Now, based on my analysis, if he was here on this day, based on his traits, based on his knowledge, based on who he is, he's a youngster in whatever he's doing, his knowledge is mediocre or very minute, he knows not what he's doing, so he has to be here. As opposed to the daughter, who might be linked with a friend in Afghanistan, a friend down there in China, a friend over there, and a friend over there, and a friend X over there. And, you know, there is something about young people and the internet. So, one, young people, internet, connection. That might be faster than Dog putting his dots together to say this is the case, that is the case, based on his experience. This has to be that has to be this, that, etc., blah blah blah, and blah blah blah, and more blah blah blah. Anyway, guys, we've gone far past where we should have ended the stream tonight. Of course, tonight's stream, normally we stream for 45 minutes. We start 10 o'clock each night, and we end anytime after 45 minutes between the hour. Now, we've gone past 45 minutes, and we are over the hour mark. We are already 4 minutes in. Now, if there's anybody in the chat that have a question, dog is like snail, male. Hold on. Dog is like snail, male, and she is AOL. Vermont Paint, you were waiting for this moment. You were so waiting for this moment. I think last night, this very same time last night, Vermont Paint was saying that he was going to depart from the chat. Anyway, tonight he held his ground. I like what you did tonight, Vermont Paint. So instead of leaving and said your bed was calling, you just said to yourself, I may as well just stay because I'm sure TR will be wrapping up soon. And then now you look like you're a good person. You see? You're very smart, you know. I think you have a psychological skills. Thank you, Cooking in the Mo, so much for passing through tonight. Thank you so much for supporting the TR News and Reviews. We'll be live tomorrow night at 10 again, and we will talk more about Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito and Vermont Paint. That's right. And of course, this dog guy. Yes, we're going to talk about him tomorrow again. Or hopefully, as requested by the Petitos family, that Brian should turn himself in. Maybe Brian will turn himself in tomorrow, and you know, this will come to its full closure. That's right. No, I don't. I fell asleep and you're oh my goodness. Vermont Payne said he fell asleep. I fell asleep and you're still on. Okay. All right. I can't say anything about that. You win. You win. All right, so guys, thank you so much for hanging with us tonight. Remember, if you have anything that you want to share with us, like if you were following the story and you have bits and pieces of information that you want to share with us, you can send it to itranscendrecords@gmail.com. You can send pictures, you can send videos, whatever you can send that will be that can use as a part of the coverage, that is deeply appreciated. If you have not yet followed me on Instagram, the TR Show is the name of Instagram number 1, and Instagram number 2 is called Glasses Kingdom. So you can follow Glasses Kingdom on YouTube, and you can follow Glasses Kingdom on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, until tomorrow at 10, I am yours truly, TR Nayarex. It was a pleasure serving you, and I will continue to do my best to entertain you and provide you with coverage.